fresh. You're looking down the barrel of similar teams. You've played each other before, but this time Opportunists with a new member. And we'll see if that's going to be enough for Opportunists to find their opportunity, or if they're going to get bonked down once again. As we're loading right back up here. Seems fairly standard. A lot of ghosts coming out from Opportunists.
I do see the overlay says Zadish is in the game, but it's actually Aaron here. So we'll get that set in just a second. But as the attackers are full stacking the B site here, Cypher's kind of on his lonesome. This could be a steamroll as they are going full speed ahead.
Yeah, he didn't opt in for a ton of utility, but he will opt in to make use of that pistol. Excuse me. As Aaron and Yassine are going to find the first 2 opening kills. They do get sight and bomb down, so money is secured at the very least. As Aaron thinking about swinging right onto him there. Going to be retreating from that one, playing it slow until his teammates arrive.
And the first kill actually going the way of the defense, so getting a handle on things. Yassine with the triple. Of course, this is a thing with our broadcast. There's just triples a lot, so Yassine is going to be the first one to grab one in this round of 64. Opportunists all dead, Team Bonk all alive. Excellent pistol round for them.
I know it's a joke, and I know we have no control over it on our end of the desk, but
it's like 90%
I feel like we have this like cosmic influence over the game. It's always coming up that way, it seems. While it looks like this time splitting things up a little bit are the Opportunist. Team Bonk with an Ares actually coming out from Aaron. And this is something that we see on Ascent a little bit more often, is LMGs coming out for this site specifically, because that wall is all bangable. We're talking about how many wall bangs happen. Valorant as a game, so many of these walls you can shoot through if you just get the right shot. So what better way to make sure you're going to land your shots through a wall than when you have 50 of them in one clip?
Absolutely. And I don't remember seeing an LMG used at all in yesterday's matches, so I am happy to see any of them getting the selection here. Team Bonk not threatened just yet. Looks like they are aware of the Cubby presence, if nothing else. But I have to imagine someone got spotted at the A entrance as well. By this point, it is going to be a full A pinch. So Cypher over at B will need to rotate eventually, but defense can just recess backwards. And that is the first kill there for Z's, off on the right foot.
And that's going to be a swing out right into Brams, but only going to be a 1-for-1 so far. You'll at least preserve who's holding the Ghost there, or the Spectre there. You've seen swinging out. Got to find a headshot there onto Logan. Aaron finding a kill with his Ares as well and putting down the aggression from Opportunists. Bomb down once again, so for Opportunists, that's going to help out your ult eco. That's going to help out your credits in the bank. Bonk's just going to be able to quickly get that defuse 2-0, and I like the position that you're in from Opportunists. Getting 2 bomb downs, even on rounds you lose, this means you're not going to have to, or at least ideally, you're not skimping on utility. You're not skimping on armor, going full armor to light armor. Opportunists should just have equal opportunity to buy up here, except for Rodin, who seems to be holding back on that light armor.
I wonder, yeah, I mean, he can't spend the full 1,000, right? I guess he could have. Anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, he has a couple bits of utility. I'm not sure what he saved from the round prior, but a little bit of that utility is going to be going away right there.
So Raze and Sage
triggered thing
push way out, actually. This is kind of unusual because the attackers will have better guns this round. If they were going to be more aggressive on defense, I would have expected it last round when they had the superior firepower. But either way, there's, offense is stalled out here.
Yeah, and with a Sage, you at least have enough to cover your retreat, but I do agree it's a little bit risky to try and get that aggression into full gun rounds. But on the side of Opportunists, they do have a decent position in the mid, but we're going to see how far they go. We've seen teams push out very far, and there's an Omen waiting in the corner. He's going to be teleporting out there to get a better position. Brams thinking about swinging in onto that one. For now, Opportunists just biding their time, and Bomb is on the B-bomb site, so it's likely where their aggression is going to be going. Smoke's coming out. This might be their time to execute. Aaron's going to be throwing a smoke in here. They're fishing in for it. Yassine pops the showstopper. Gonna find... No! Does not get the damage onto Logan as he's just going to go down for it. Hoppy's going to be able to make his way onto the side at least, but his team is not quite there with him. They're all firing back, and Bonk going to lose 2 before this round even starts off.
3 spikes planted now. They are, showing a more aggressive attack nature than some of the teams we saw yesterday. Zypan Go Kill was another team that just always tried to get a plant off and then deal with the defenders. So happy to see, that aggression is going to pay off, as you mentioned, with ultimate points, cash money, and Z's does find a headshot on Makazin. Makazin was a stud in that first game. Cypher, though, lying in wait, cannot get a single shot on Z's before falling. That's rough. Z's looking pretty strong here, but time is ticking down now. I don't think they're going to be able to get this defuse attempt.
Yeah, holding on to the guns that they have. They're just going to take this round loss, allow Opportunists an escape opportunity. But Z's, yeah, not even going to challenge. And honestly, you're assuming that the team is all going to back out together at that point. It's not worth trying to challenge all 3 members at range. And you will be able to afford decent weaponry on the side of Bonk, even coming out of that loss, with a little bit of money saved up in the bank. But for now, still no ops on Ascent just yet. So holding down mid lane for Bonk is going to be a little bit more difficult. And it was part of the reason they ended up losing that round, with Opportunists being able to push, have the sort of wraparound from the mid lane there. And we'll see if they're going to hold on to it harder now, as you can see some Cypher utility already being dedicated for it.
Brams here with the Black Dragon Vandal actually moving through mid, but obviously he's got the smokes down, not really worried about getting, his head removed. Everyone is actually filing up toward Cubby, which I find to be somewhat dangerous. It's, a lot of ground to cover, basically, between mid and A site, but we'll see. Omen actually has a really good position, but Rodin's going to pop his head anyway, so that is actually the signal to go, go, go.
That it is, and they're going to be storming onto the site. 1 down, though. Safe finds a good headshot before he's traded out by his doppelganger on the other team. They do have site control, and this is actually something interesting that when we're talking about what does Opportunists change with the addition of Makazin, it's going to be a lot of aggression on getting the bomb down early, but Yassine going to be losing that duel out onto Brams. Opportunists in an okay spot for now, 3v2. He can swing out here. No, not quite. Logan and Makazin going to be both cleaning that one up in time. The little Oni chains there will signal the round end, and in Opportunists' favor, I like the pressure that they're able to emit from this kind of new style that they have.
Yeah, looking pretty good here, actually. Losing the first 2 rounds to defuses, but still getting plants every round. That's 4 for 4 on plants. Last 2 being successful means they have money in the bank now, while the defense are finally in sort of the poverty seat. You can see a Bulldog strapped there and no armor for Safe. Safe obviously has to spend lots of credits on that Sage utility. The wall is very, very good for stalling out sites, and Sage versus Cypher over A not going to matter too much while we've got 4 players attacking through at B. Rodin still gets the kill, though, and the Cypher ultimate immediately is going to be a big benefit for the attackers.
Right, and that was something that we actually saw a lot of yesterday, where a lot of neural thefts went unused for a very long time because it was just too difficult to find situations in which you could activate it and still have it be worth it. But an opening frag like that is a great way to just get a lot of information on where people are and make Bonk guess about where you're going next. But they might be clued into this one, as there's a lot of people now backing out of the B turns and going back into mid.
So they got the information and they didn't like what they saw, I guess. I mean, normally I think I would have just full speed ahead at that point with the 5v4 advantage, but Rodin, he's going to get an advantage wherever he goes if he keeps hitting those headshots. Brams on the Odin was on Brimstone last time and still doing a great job there with the rifling through the wall again. That one obviously was a little bit different. They could see him, but Ziz with the op kill there on Makazin is the last man standing for the defense. Spike is planted again, 5 rounds in a row now. Opportunists full speed ahead. Attackers win a 3rd round in a row, and Team Bonk will be basically out of cash. They're going to be struggling here.
Yeah, and if you're Bonk, you were staring down the barrel of a much different Opportunist. Even with Rodin just getting the opening on a site, he had A control by himself. He was sitting pretty on, I believe he was in A heaven at one point. But then Opportunist still said, yeah, well, we're already here. Let's just execute onto B. And if you're going to win every duel along the way before just trying to hunt down a last Opper, that's a great position to be in.
Our clean feed just went a bit fuzzy for me. Let's see if I can force it back. Okay, there we go. No problem.
Yeah, I had to refresh it.
So don't worry about that, folks. Yassine now popping himself up on the wall, spots several attackers there, and Rodin has been on fire the last couple of rounds. He is getting all these frags as the offensive Cypher, and A site weakened up a little bit also means that attention will be dragged away from B. So they still have their options. They're going to keep here. Makazin up on the wall does not spot the Cypher.
Yeah, I wonder if the Cypher spotted him jumping back here.
He heard it at least.
Playing a little bit of hopscotch on the gate there.
Yeah, so Cypher backs off into market. A-site. Sage actually still pushing out of A-site is a little surprising to me. He knows that Omen is still there, I believe, because he just shot the wall down. So going for that duel here. Safe is a very, very strong aimer from yesterday's games. The Sheriff and the Op are his tools of choice, and there you see the headshot even with the SMG.
Yeah, I was able to find the kill. Bram's kind of splitting the difference between two there, but Makazin finding that kill will hold advantage on the side of Opportunists. It looks like they're going to make that noted here as they're executing onto B. They do have an Omen lurking in the back of sight. The Shocker is going to come in, knock... Oh, it will land! It's going to leave him at 35 HP. That is not a comfy position to be in when you only have an SMG. Makazin's just going to find him in the dome. Right through the smoke. Says, I have eyes in all sorts of places. And right now, they're looking in the right spot. As B main seems to be where Bonk want to try and re-enter this. But see, Aldrin spots them out. Kind of baiting around with the vision while they wait.
This is an interesting spot here for Makazin. His head is exposed. Yeah, this is a kind of tough one there. Safe just pops him immediately, and now it's a 2v3 situation. Spike is planted. Bunker and Safe trying to reclaim the site, but the beeping is getting faster, and they are being stared down. Cypher actually coming from behind them any moment now, and Rodin has the hot hand, so he's going to take down Safe. I knew it was going to happen before I even saw it. He doesn't exactly know where the last attacker or defender is, but it doesn't matter. They're going to win the round. Not before Bunker takes down Logan, at least.
Yeah, it does get that final exit kill, but then goes down to the bomb. And Rodin with just a monstrous flank for that one. Before you can even think about trying to execute on the site, just having Rodin there, he doesn't even need to challenge Bonker, and he knows it. Just kind of plays it slow. You got the kill, and you just say, all right, now we're on all three sides of you. Not a whole lot of options left for Opportunists are able to clean up that round. And so far, the confidence coming out from Opportunists seems to be soaring with their full lineup here. Even if Makazin is not popping off, the rest of the team seems to be aware, awake, and ultimately coming to play. As now, no knock to Necro. He was no slouch during their games, but Opportunists just feel like a different breed.
And right now, Yassine, quick trade there. Rodin still standing, has a dart in him, but they're obviously aware that he's there if he got the kill, and it's a 4v4 situation. Still, Jet versus Omen here, inches away from each other.
You will not kill
They're looking the same way, holding the same angle, but Z's is going to catch Makazin dashing out there as Aaron's going to find another one before getting traded away. It's going to be Sage alone, trying to make her way to the site. I don't think, Z's didn't get a visual on him, so he should just be able to get the bomb down, but that'll give enough information for Bonk to start regrouping. There is a Cypher waiting in a pretty decent spot here.
I think
Z's has the info to peek on him. He will! Gonna find him looking the wrong way. Logan just gonna commit for the plant here. Get that money. You're not even gonna have a res opportunity, so you might as well take what credits you can. As a raise nade, gonna do about 15, bring him down to about 59 HP. This is a tough situation for Logan to try to win out on, as we'll get spotted out here. Everyone's coming in. There's so much utility to try and work around. This is just gonna be one more swing. We'll find one. Not gonna find two though. Bonker's gonna trade that one out and grab up his friendly op. Team Bonk gonna be going up to a 1-round difference.
Yep, Team Bonk finally stopping the bleeding. That was 4 rounds in a row, and the spike has been planted every single round now. That's 7 for 7. So Opportunists not slowing down at all. This time, though, the Team Bonk defenders find the shots that they need before just getting dismantled by Rodin. And that Jet situation was actually really tough. Odin, Z's getting both of those kills mid against the Cypher and the Jet. ended up paying off huge. And when Z's was in market, Cypher was just kind of behind a wall. Raze actually spotted him out. Raze came up through mid. That was Yassine on the defense. So they actually had 2 angles on that Cypher, and that's why he, flipped at the last second, got headshot instead. And that was a good coordination there from the defense to be able to save that site. And now you can see they are fully exposed here as the Boom Buddy exposes all of those attackers. And a Sova ultimate double with the one shot. Bonker is bonkers.
Bonker is absolutely bonkers. Oh, defining 2, the Hunter's Fury. Gonna bag him a double kill. It's hard to call it a collat when you're dealing with a lane-wide shock arrow, but doesn't matter what you call it. It's gonna be a 2v5 for Opportunists in the wake of just a hyper value ultimate.
Very, very nice
See what
stuff.
Rodin's able to make of this last remaining situation, as he's going to be forcing his way in here before Z's gets the headshot. Hoppy thinking about trying to swing around to the corner here. Going to get 1, not going to get 2. It's Team Bonk with 2 rounds to go.
Bonk waking up a little bit. I will say, Opportunists did play a full game. They got a full, BO1 there on bind to get warmed up against some good competition. Team Bonk, on the other hand, waiting in the wings. They had a bye round, so maybe some DM, some range practice. But now you can tell they're used to shooting moving targets. They're 2 rounds in a row now with even weaponry. Actually winning those rounds. Brams on the offense. Okay, he does finally lock in his Vandal there, so pretty much full buy across the board. Only Rodin lacking a tiny bit of armor, but this should be a great round. Very evenly matched here. Jet on top. Ooh. Safe. Takes him down.
Yeah, a nice little flick up onto the box. Logan's thinking about committing wall and res for that one. He will drop that down, and one of the important notes when you're talking about Opportunists and Bonk is that they still have at least somewhat decent eco, but getting all of those bomb plants will only pay for so much, as you've seen. Looking to make Brams pay for that one, but that wasn't who threw out the Owl Drone. Hoppy is, and he's going to swing out to trade that kill back. So it's a 1-for-1 so far in the wake of Safe having to use his revive. And so far, situation benefits defenders still slightly, but they have a lot of ultimates on the side of Opportunists to make this round work.
There they are.
Time is starting to tick down, but Rodin gets the kill and follow-up Cypher ultimate. Again, big advantage here for the attackers. Omen is going to teleport, so his location will actually get lost in the shuffle there, but he's up in heaven now. He knows that there's someone on A, but doesn't know where, and Rodin takes advantage of it for a triple. It's been a while since we've seen a triple, to be honest. Several rounds now.
It always has to come back. We can't escape it. It's inevitable, it feels like. But inevitable also is this round. Opportunists should be able to secure this win with another bomb plant. And I think one of the other things that comes out when you're talking about, you're getting multiple consecutive plants is that you're able to allocate your ults on the side of Opportunists. We saw a lot of times where they were giving plants and then Bonk was debating on who gets to defuse, who gets their ultimate as well. But the consecutive eco for Opportunists is really what's allowing them to pull back rounds even after a loss. This was 2 rounds lost, I believe, in a row, and now pulling back, they were able to have guns just due to all the extra money that they build up. And when you're talking about money management in a game like this, there's sort of 2 ways you can go about it. You can either call saves early so that, okay, we'll just play back. We don't need to die anymore. We'll just save the guns that we have, and you just save the money that's already spent. Or you use it very aggressively like Opportunist is doing to make more money. And I really like, that's a very unique play style to Opportunist, I feel, as we haven't seen a lot of other teams planting this consistently.
Yeah, I think you've got 2 different, schools there. Slow and steady wins the race, or just full speed ahead, because when you're attacking, the advantage you usually have is a numbers advantage. And then, if your shot is on point, you're going to end up as a 5v4 or 4v3 more often than not, as long as you can, clown car your way into a site. And right now, they've been successful getting onto site almost every single round. just because the strength of Rodin, the Cypher specifically, having just a fantastic game, but obviously nobody else slacking or anything like that. You can see Aaron actually here through the box. I don't think Rodin is aware of any of this defensive positioning, though, so it's going to be very brave of him to move forward if he chooses to do so. Safe, actually all the way from the inside garden area, takes him down.
Yeah, and brave it exactly was. Unfortunately, walked right into his scope, but that's going to be a great tripwire to slow that advance, while Safe's going to be able to find that kill. Makazin will get one over onto Aaron, so they do have site control once again. While Makazin is looking to make his way forward, Bram's going to find that kill onto Safe, so site secure, you're going to shut the door on him, get the bomb down, while the rest of Team Bonk are looking to make this retake happen.
Spike being planted now. Makazin has been a pretty good op user that we've seen so far, but actually nobody will be approaching from A. We know that. He does not. Still, Omen trying to send out some smokes or blinds wherever he can, but Raze is actually right nearby. Does not have a showstopper available, just tossing out that ordnance to try and flush people out. Jet has the knives ready, you can see behind that box, but it is going to be Bonker spotted out first. The attackers with the man advantage. Now Hoppy gets a wallbang kill onto Yassine and a triple to finish the round. So Opportunists back in the driver's seat now with multiple rounds. That's 6 successful attacks in the half. All you can ask for on what I consider to be a defensive-sided map.
Right, and it was actually so unfortunate. Yassine made a great play with that paint shell. It forces them into hell for a little bit and allows them to come back out, but at that point, he's already swung into an angle. They didn't know he was there. Unfortunately, Makazin, while he was kind of dueling it out with Z's and trying to bait angles, he kind of shoulder peeked Yassine, it felt like, and once he missed the shot, the other two people were immediately able to swing back on him and focus him down, as well as Yassine winning the duel out in the first place. I like the idea coming out from Bonk, but unfortunately it doesn't quite go their way, and for Opportunists, it's going to lead them into this 2-round lead that they're sitting on. If you can find an advantage going into the half, not a bad position to be in, but there's a couple things still standing in your way. Safe going to be one of them before he gets dropped down by Hoppy there. Not the most amount of guns to be working with on Bonk, a couple SMGs, and that was a pistol kill coming out, but Aaron swinging out with what guns they have and almost finding a kill onto Makazin there.
He's happy to escape with his life, I think, against the op turning the corner, but Makazin now has the spike and an op in mid. They haven't really made much ground because Sage died all the way at their spawn. Interesting to see, actually, and as A-Site is being held down just by Raze, this 2v1 could go the attacker's way, but there is still smoke down, so they're unable to really push forward. That's a long-range smoke there from Omen, but B-Site, not the threat anymore. He will be able to rotate once they catch on. Sova is in an interesting spot here. Only has a Frenzy in tow, so even if he does spot someone out, it's going to be kind of dangerous for him.
Right, and we've seen a little bit of frenzy action coming out before, but Rodin swinging out here, going to get spotted out by that arrow. That's information over to the Opportunist side as Hoppy and Makazin all going to be finding kills there. Hoppy's going to fire off an arrow of his own before Rodin knocks down Bonker. So we have a 1v4 situation. I don't think Bonk is going to be going for him. Not exactly like you have the most amount of guns to save, but he's swinging out on him. Going to be going 1-for-1 with Rodin there. Makazin picking up that final kill. 4-7. Opportunists with a little bit of momentum. Only so many rounds left in the half, but if you're the bigger the advantage before you go forward, some more kind of confidence that you can carry through into the next half. And especially with Bonk not having or swapping who's on the Cypher, if he's not quite familiar or set up for the same level of play that they had from yesterday, feels like Opportunists have found the winning formula with this addition, or with the swap back in for Makazin.
Yeah, Hoppy all starting things off here with the Sova ultimate. He knows the common angles, obviously couldn't see that Cypher was sitting there, so he shot it toward Market, probably trying to flush him out or, obviously score a kill if he can, but it is a full stack in the B hallway, so he was giving them time to move into the hallway and not get wallbanged, for example. But Rodin, first kill, Cypher on Cypher violence, is going to actually soften up B even further. You can see Raze working through the middle, will be behind Jet and Sage, but if they're smart, one of them's going to be watching their backs.
Right, and Bakasin is just hunting. He's been playing in this back site so many times, and they now know he's here. He can play a little bit of games with the teleport, but that's a small area to really try and make the guessing game work, as Roden is just going to be able to push in there and knock him down. Yassine's going to find a flank kill on Bakasin. Opper down as you can flush them all into sight. It's not a bad position to be in if you are Bonk. 3v4 doesn't feel great, but now you know that all of Opportunists are in sight. How are you going to manage this challenge?
So Yassine flank paying off. Long range there. Spike is planted, and the attackers do have full control of the site, but the Sage is going to commit the Resurrect onto Aaron, and now they are evening things up. Firepower-wise, the guns, I think, still favor the attackers just because they did have 3 successful attack rounds in a row. I'm learning from these players, just shoots into smoke anyway because you might kill someone. There's an excellent op kill from Safe. Aaron gets a headshot as well, and the defenders are going to be able to reclaim the site and get that defuse thanks to their ridiculous aim.
Right, and when you're confined into that small of a spot, shooting into those smokes just feels like the right play. You're like, all right, well, there's only so many spaces they can be. We'll just start firing it off. But it's not exactly like it wasn't even an aim difference, because once they all pour out onto site, they were able to just pick them off one by one. For Team Bonk, we're able to bring it down to a 5 and 7. Save coming up a bit in this one. Well, Roden, we talked about it earlier. He's no slouch on that Cypher, and even when he's taking solo sites or playing far away from his team, he's still finding so many lurk kills, getting so much value. And we'll see now when the sides swap, if Bonk have the kind of aggressive patterning that they need to try and run over Opportunists. And we'll also kind of see Opportunists, where are you going to give more focus? You can see holding mid control at the start of the half. They see value in the mid lane, and how will Bonk respond?
And Jet actually lying in wait through mid just in case someone does happen to walk through there. We can see as observers that an A split might be the option. Obviously, nobody went through that B hallway, and Cypher's going to be able to call that out on defense because he set up the camera. Doesn't see anyone in the hallway. Camera's not getting destroyed. So you see Bakasin taking advantage of this, moving forward on his own, but does get turned on and taken down. He tried, but now he has put his team at a slight disadvantage here in the pistol round.
Yeah, fortune may favor the bold, but when you're rushing that far up the catwalk, Bonk is just kind of easily able to respond, and now you can see with 50 seconds left, they're kind of backing out. They have still a bit of time to try and make it out, but the last thing you want is Yassine swinging on you and finding an opening onto the A-bomb site. More members stacked up here on the side of Opportunists, but you're running low on time to be able to rotate to another site, so they're gonna have to commit here soon. 30 seconds on the clock. Let's see what happens. That's gonna be one. Logan finding it, traded out immediately, but that should be enough of an opening, as Z's is gonna find one through the smoke. While running, says, I don't really mind. I'm just gonna run on the through. Thermal scopes might be equipped for the Team Bonk here, but Opportunists, they're going to have to try and make a 2v4 retake happen.
Opportunists hit some nutty shots in the smoke last game. This time it's Z's with the running headshot. Again, if you see smoke, just shoot it. Someone's probably in there. It's a high opportunity play there. So Opportunists now on the back foot. Obviously, Roden is, really good at headshotting with the Ghost, but he is going to just back out of there anyway. No need to feed the enemy team in an unwinnable situation. He is going to try to get the exit frag on the enemy Cypher. Long-range shots. This is where the range practice pays off.
Yeah, you need to learn those duels, and Roden might have been learning them in a couple DM servers. That's what I was going to say. His last challenge is to fight 2-on-1, and once he sees both of them, he's going to be backing away, running for his life as Bonk is just trying to hunt, but in the end, that will just be almost rounds even up here. What was a little bit risky and honestly demonstrates their differing styles is Bonk waits until around the 30-second mark before they're pulling site executes, and Opportunists, they were on at like 40 seconds on the clock still. They were always rushing out onto it.
Well, we've only seen one attack round. It was a pistol round, so they could definitely go full speed now that they have a Vandal, Spectre, etc. So they are actually splitting the push even with that firepower advantage. It's kind of interesting, and Cypher, again, holding B means he's going to be able to call out that B hallway quite easily, whether the camera gets destroyed or not. You know, he'll know that someone is there. So Raze tossing the ordnance just to flush someone out. There was a Cypher defending there before, so not the worst move. Save through the wall headshot. This is ridiculous. How you can't see? You can't see them.
They may know something they don't, or we don't. That, or they're just knowing their headshot heights for this game. As the dash is gonna get scuffed a little bit there, but not gonna be his undoing.
Yeah, what?
That was just a high blast charge. I'm not entirely sure who Yassine was hunting, but he's just gonna find the triple into heaven. I don't even know what he was supposed to be throwing that for. Maybe he thought he could get it over the wall.
No. It was totally, he was tricking them. He's like, this is a paint grenade. Look out.
He's fake flashing from CS with a paint with
exactly, yeah. He's like, he just lobs it in the air and then shoots the other two guys. It worked. I mean, they got spooked, I guess. He got the triple. And Yassine locking it up.
Fix it, I suppose.
Yeah, that's 3 rounds in a row now for Team Bonk. After being down earlier this game, they were at a 2-round deficit at the worst, but tying things up now 7-7. So even though Opportunists had the advantage at the half, that lead has been erased. We're still in an extremely even match, and I do want to say that they were tied up around this point in yesterday's game as well. So this, again, is a rematch. We only have 1 player different on Opportunists this time around, but Boom Buddy gonna be revealing Brams there. Showstopper looking for value. Can he find him? He's gonna shoot it anyway.
Gonna say,
doesn't
it
kill
didn't
him.
actually knock him down. Sova's at 1 HP, but did not actually get the kill there before they're gonna walling it off and then closing the door on. It does the same job there, but haven't gotten bomb down yet. They just have the site control, but it's 5v5. This is a hard position for Opportunists to try and retake, but once again, all focused on one end of the site, so you have a lot of challenging to try and make. That sonar arrow's gonna get spotted out here. Safe's gonna find the opening frag of the round. Rodin trading that one back. Aziz is gonna find one of his own. They're trying to fight for advantages. As Makazid gonna be finding an op shot as he's trying to enter on there. Safe just doing so much work right now. Only 7 bullets left, but that's all he needs to knock down Brams, while Bonker is gonna be picking up the last kill for his team. 8-7 is that at this point.
Ooh, baby, a triple. So now we're back on course with that. Yassine gets a triple, followed by Safe now. The attackers rolling through A site definitely seems to be their favorite. I actually saw Cypher walking up to B hallway there and saying, screw it, A is working. That's what I imagine just happened in the comms. They said, don't go there. We just won A several times in a row. What are you doing? So Team Bonk looking very strong. Again, that one was a pressure cooker explosion sort of deal, right? We've seen a couple of different looks. This time it was the 5v5 while everyone was on site. Z's was actually on top of the Sage wall and able to take full advantage of that. And I just thought that was good positioning to call out there. But as we get started, it is again looking like an A split. Sage, notably though, absent from the team. But Yassine opening up with those 2 kills and flushing Omen backwards. This looks like an A take for sure. Triple already.
Yeah, hey, if you're gonna get a triple to end the round, why not try a triple to start the round? Says Yassine, as Opportunists are very low here. Yeah, that's gonna be Makazin dropping as well. 4v1 as Rodin's in a sneaky little spot for a headshot there. Deagle practice coming in clutch, as he will just be able to secure a gun for himself. Bonk should be able to get the bomb down, plant it, and it looks like they're all leaving site to go hunting. This could be a dangerous opportunity if Rodin can sneak back onto the site. It is being watched by Yassine.
Yeah,
I think he should be able to catch him on his way through. No, he's going to miss him on his way out. Everyone's playing heaven for now. But no smokes, only 1 tripwire. This is a hard ask for Rodin, to be sure.
Absolutely, and Raze did not end up actually leaving. I thought he was going to peer through the window and catch him, but instead just playing it safe, staying nearby, not going to allow a full defuse. But Rodin finds him first, gets that headshot, fakes the defuse to try to bait somebody out, but time is working against him, absolutely. But Z's doesn't matter anyway. He's on point with the headshot. That's going to be a 9-7 lead now, and Team Bonk, they've had 4 in a row successful attack rounds, 5 rounds in a row total, and Opportunists do not seem to know how to slow them down. Opening up with a triple, of course. Yassine on the Raze was a monster yesterday. Safe, not surprising to see him at the top of the frag list either. His headshots with the Sheriff and even the SMG this game showing every single round, and 9-7. They were up 7-5 not too long ago. Opportunists need to get a grip here.
Yeah, and it just feels so hard to stop Bonker when you have so many of these rounds that are opening up in all sorts of different ways. Z's opening that one up with a kill on Makaz, a double kill for him to start things off. An aggressive position from the Cypher, but right now they're going to fight for this back end of mid. I think he might have heard him jiggle peeking there, but did not get enough information to know. Z's is just going to hold the angle for now. And one thing that has been kind of prevalent in these past few victory rounds of Bonk is they've all come at different points, but Z's flipping around there for the triple. He's going to pop the ultimate to try to get a little bit more information. That's going to be Logan finding a drop onto Yassine. Maybe needed a little bit more information before Z's is going to get 4. Can he get the ace? Give him the opportunity. You will be able to swing it wide. Yes!
Yeah! Good job, Z's.
Finds it there on Brams. That's how you want to win a round. That's got to be a good confidence boost as Z's gonna be jumping over Yassine on the scoreboard there. It is a team effort, but right there it was a Z's effort. He's just gonna be able to clean up a ace on that round. 10-7. They're 3 rounds difference between either tying with Opportunists or pulling away with this win.
10-7. Very, very strong offense here. Just absolutely unstoppable. Z's actually being the star of the show this time. This is the first 5 kill we've seen today. We had a couple of 4s, a lot of 3s, and now Z's setting the pace. Someone's going to have to get 6 with a Sage res. Eventually, Yassine getting a couple of headshots there to start things off. I expect a triple out of him already. Yep, he finds open through the wall. Yassine, you're so mean.
Yeah, Yassine, you know, I think this is where Bonker can really shut. Oh, never mind. Rodin's just gonna shut him down. He's like, all right. No more of that. As he's gonna find a Guardian shot on there. But I think this is the Bonk that you want to see, and the Bonk that really comes out to shine. When they're feeling themselves. They're just sending the challenge on anyone. They feel unstoppable. Unless Makazin has something to say about that one. Throwing a couple knives there. Rodin swinging back around there to help out his teammate. Neural Theft going to go down there as they can swap out their guns. Unless Rodin's thinking about keeping it. He has a Spectre on the floor, but maybe he wants to keep the Guardian a little while longer. 16 HP on Makazin. Not the ideal scenario to be in. Yeah. But right now they're defending the bomb, so Bonk's going to have to retake this sort of T-side area.
Yeah,
Safe's going to do just that with a headshot to open things up. Makazin, 16 HP, like we mentioned. Not the one you want to be going down right away.
The spike is on the ground, 20 seconds. They are going to need to run straight forward here. He does commit the res just to ensure the round. Are they sprinting all the way to A with 13 seconds? Really? I think they will get there with 5 seconds to spare. So it should be okay.
Don't pull your gun out.
Yeah, don't pull the gun out. Speed. Oh, Andy went further than he needed to. I think he got it.
Oh.
He got it. It was right over 4 seconds, and you do need 4 seconds to do it. It was just over. So he got extremely lucky that he pulled the gun out and still managed to get that plant in a fraction of a second. But Makazin, as you pointed out a couple times there, 16 health. Not going to be able to fight this 3v1. Gonna just hang on to the gun he has and stay alive. But 11-7, looking like the score now.
I think Makazin had more HP than the amount of decimal of a second that Team Bonk had to plant there, as they did finally get it down in the end, and that will mean that Team Bonk are going to go up to this 11 round count. Opportunists should be able to buy on this next round, but they've been losing a lot of rounds in a row, so their econ can't be looking in the best spot.
Not to mention morality, right? That's lots of rounds in a row. You're not winning a single one, but we did see, obviously, yesterday in the finals, a 10-2 comeback into a 13-11 finish. So if Zypan Go Kill can do it, maybe Opportunists can do it. Maybe they can flip this around before it's too late, but only 2 rounds away from victory. And Bonk, there's no brakes on the Bonk train right now. We've got Z's and Yassine both popping off one at a time while safe. Just a very, very good cleanup player. Only 10 deaths on the Sage again. Looking very, very good as top fragger. The spike is going to be left near spawn here. It's going to be what I would call a default push here, not committing it too heavily to any one site. Cypher, though, versus Cypher at B could end up dictating what we see whoever comes up on top of that fight. Yassine's gonna start it off though. Another triple. Not surprised. 7 health, 3 kills, whatever. Yassine opens the door, and they're most likely going to close it here. Opportunists, really tough task ahead of them, especially as Rodin goes down now.
It's almost like we've seen this movie 1,000 times. Yassine, oh my goodness, just runs up at him. Oh my gosh, Brams. I don't even blame you, Brams. You didn't. What were you supposed to do?
Not your fault.
Is just he's just running everyone down. Oh man, what a game!
Played.
But Yassine is looking to put a nail in this coffin. 12-round match point. Is Bonk just gonna send it out again? Just run them down. They have ultimate on him as well as Hunter's Fury. Everyone needs to be driving these ultimates because the longer you're holding on to them, Opportunists, you're only gonna have one more opportunity to make this one work unless Yassine is just going to be running a train on the Opportunist side of things.
The sad state of the defensive guns, too. Multiple Guardians, multiple half shields. Makazin opens up, though, finally giving defense a little bit of leverage despite their weaponry disadvantage, and Logan is going to get Sova ulted by Bonker. Bonker finally saying, hey, I'm in this game, too. Z's, Yassine, safe. You want to relax a little bit? Let me get a kill here.
Share the love a little bit. Don't let all the pog plays go to someone else. He's gonna be able to find one frag there. Z's finding a second one means that the opening frag that Opportunists were able to find now nullified a little bit. Aaron's in an okay spot. I don't think he's gonna be looking for him. Yeah, I was gonna say Makazin, you're swinging out onto mid. You're not looking for that site or for that box there. As Yassine's ultimate might just mean demise for the Opportunist here. Hoppy, the last remaining member. He has quite a hill in front of him. See if he's going to be able to pull it off here. Sonar Air is going to spot him out. He tries to swing early, but he's just taking so much damage through the floor. Yassine closing out that round. Team Bonk once again pulling away 13-7 as Team Bonk is going to be moving on here. I'm very unfortunate for Opportunists to be facing off against them one more. We thought that we were going to be seeing maybe a different team coming out with Makazin, and I definitely feel like their offense was revolutionized with Makazin. They looked very prominent, but their defense side really seemed to struggle. They couldn't stop the just snowball that they were facing them down, and every round was starting to add up until that really just signed their own fate.